the police when she whine. Call the police when she whine. Call the police when she whine. Call the police when she whine. There is nothing worse than being sick and feeling like your hair is rubbish too. So I'm going to try and do something about it. It's been a bit difficult because, as you can see, the hair's not really grown back yet in that area where I hit my head. I'm really gutted about this. But anyway, I'm going to try and see if I can create a style which at least makes me feel sort of half decent while I'm sick and sort of hides that bald patch on the top. I have divided up my hair into the sections that I'm going to braid later on, which gives you more or less a rough idea of what the style is going to look like when it's done. So I'm not going to do it on camera, I'm too sick. I'm going to take my time and then I will show you the final result. This is it. This is the final result. It's so long. I am so pleased with this hair. The whole point of me doing this was so that I could be sick in style, and I tell you, it paid off. I actually have been really sick. So from the last clip to now has been over 2.5 weeks. So this hair has been in 2.5 weeks. Look how gorgeous it is. I have been rolling around in bed for 2.5 weeks. And even though I've been rolling around and everything, can you see how it's not tangly? Just look how gorgeous this hair is. Look how beautiful it still is. So I've got 12 braids on my head. I added in the human hair, and you know, I was so glad that I did this because I actually ended up in hospital, and there is nothing worse than being in hospital with your hair all over the place and thinking I look a complete mess. And when you look a complete mess and you're sick, you just feel sicker. So it was really good to be able to wake up and to look at my hair and think, oh, at least my hair is good. It was easy to install. Now, let me just show you the hair. Okay, this is what I've got left of the hair. I got this hair from wigit.co.uk, and this is what I've got left of it. It was 100 grams of hair, and this is the 26-inch length. It doesn't have any weft on the top because it is actually just human hair bulk. Now, I wasn't really sure about the hair because as I was putting it in, I did have quite a bit of like shedding from the bundle. So I thought, oh, maybe it's going to shed once it's on, but it hasn't shed. And look how well it's maintained these curls. I wish I had actually videoed it as I was doing the braids, but because I was tired and because I was sick, I was doing a braid resting and then doing another braid and resting. So I couldn't really film it. Do you understand what I mean? What I did was to blend it with some Afrel Kinakalon hair, so not just normal braids, but right at the end of the tips, all of this is human hair. So this hair actually goes all the way down to my knees, Oh, it's lovely, it's lovely. Because I've used like a longer length of hair, I think I didn't get all of the tangling that you would get if you've got lots of shorter strands. I don't know, I've seen some people complaining of tangling. I didn't get any, so I'm quite glad I used the longer strands in the end, and the hair quality has proved really good, has not tangled in itself. Look how beautiful it is. It was fairly easy to install, but every so often, can you see I've got a little short one there? Oops, that's because I had to cut that one off because I trapped it in another braid. So you do have to be careful when you're braiding, just to make sure you keep the hair separate. If you really want, I will show you the technique that I use, which is slightly different to the technique that many girls are using out there. I felt it was easier to install this way, and it just meant at the ends I didn't use any glue, I haven't used any rubber bands. I literally just installed the hair, and it has lasted and lasted and lasted. I am so chuffed with it. I haven't used a knotless technique. I think that it's okay, the knotless technique, if you know how to do it and you want to do it and you want to have all that fuss. I just wanted chunky braids that were going to be easy to manage
look really good once installed. Oh, look at this. And I achieved that just using a traditional braiding technique. As you can see, I don't have any issues with the braids being stuck. I think if you don't know how to braid using the traditional technique well, then you can end up with the issues that you have with tension at the roots. But if you know how to do it properly, you don't get all that tension. So I'm not really sure why knotless techniques is so popular, but the traditional technique for me worked really well. Oh, I love it. I'm very impressed with this idea of the boho braid, because unlike just normal braids, it was the hair around the braid that got a little rough, and then you can just literally brush it out or just apply a little bit of water and it back looks absolutely gorgeous, and that's testament to the quality of the hair. I'm really pleased that I've been able to look half decent while being really sick. So if you want to be sick in style, I can actually recommend boho braids, and I would definitely recommend the chunky boho braids as opposed to like the really small ones. Do it yourself. Don't pay hundreds and hundreds of pounds for someone to do it. Just do it yourself. Beautiful hair, doesn't take long, looks good, lasts for ages. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on my next review. Bye.